Hi, my name is Kayla Britton and I'm the Operations Manager at the Justice Desk in South Africa.
And I'm Ignatius, and I'm the training coordinator here at the Justice Desk, based in South Africa. The idea of the conversation is to highlight the impact that COVID-19 has had on our social fabric, but also how it has sort of put under the microscope the deficiencies in our organizational systems or our societal systems, whether you look at it from a point of education, safety, health, provision of services like water, sanitation, and the like.
It's emphasized the problems that are already there.
Yeah,
the problems that have always been there. And now COVID-19 has almost exacerbated all of those issues. So we always had gender-based violence. We always had issues with people accessing running water, children being able to go to one school versus another, and one get the most incredible education and the other get absolutely nothing. And now we're seeing how with COVID-19 and lockdown responses, how we've exacerbated those existing conditions and how we've now finally kind of starting to pay attention a little bit more to something we so heavily normalized.
Yeah, but the levels of inequality in a context such as South Africa really were highlighted by COVID-19, because when we speak about families having to stay at home, it's all good and well when we talk about families that have formal structures. What happens in the informal settlements? What really happens when it's a one-room shack that has one elderly woman having to look after her 4 or 5 grandchildren, not even her own? But part of that has been that the network in communities has been playing their part in making sure that such families actually looked after. But with social distancing and the lockdown and all that came with it, meant that now all of a sudden my neighbor, who I normally would get a piece of bread from or something from, I can't access them anymore. And now I'm almost imprisoned in my little home, and I'm imprisoned with my poverty, I'm imprisoned with lack of access to many things.
Yeah, and a lot of the assumptions that came into being as to what COVID-19 would do for one group. My experience of lockdown was I could access what I needed to when I needed to, and I was safe in my space. But what about people who are in homes where they're living with their abusers? What about people who are in homes where if they want to go to a shop, which they've been allowed to do in a certain period of time, and they're being policed and their bodies are being policed when I am allowed to go from A to B wherever I need to because I am a white woman? South Africa has some of the highest levels of abuse towards women, particularly at the hands of men. And prior to COVID-19, prior to lockdown, I mean, our country has declared a state of femicide. And now we have an entire pandemic that has come forward. And it hasn't unearthed these problems, it's exacerbated them. I mean, there's a big thing coming from international spaces and even some within the more privileged sectors of South Africa, talking about, now's the time to improve yourself. Now's the time to be the best version of yourself. Oh my word, don't be too hard on yourself. Next week you can start a new fitness regime. There's so much time now, work on it. Where is the time in a home where women are trying to make ends meet? Even men are trying to make ends meet. People are not able to access their jobs, their resources. And then on top of that, if you're a woman living with an abuser, if you're a child living with an abuser, where are you supposed to go?
That has been, I think, the reality of COVID-19 in the context of South Africa, is that we have seen, or it has exacerbated, the high levels of inequality. But I think what it has also allowed us to do is to reflect, and for us to then be able to plan a way forward. Because now with this, we were able to identify exactly what those gaps are. And that really means that whenever post-COVID is going to start happening, that there's a lot of work for NGOs, for government, for any civil society partners, whether it's labor or whether it's churches, whether it's mosques or whether it's schools, that we need to look at our structures socially and ensure that everything that we have seen now is actually something that we're working to change for the better in the country.